Hey! So I tried filming an intro for this and it went poorly. Hey. Upcycle. I'm taking, no. You don't know anything about sewing? I don't know anything about sewing. We're gonna see how it goes. I can refilm this. So instead, here's a voiceover introduction. I love sewing videos, and I've been meaning to start sewing for a while now, but it always seemed really scary. So I decided I was going to try upcycling one of my old dresses by turning it into a two-piece set. I figured it would be pretty easy, pretty straightforward, even if I didn't know what I was doing. So shout out to all these lovely people for teaching me everything I know about sewing. Let's get started. I'm sorry my hair is really messed up. I got it looking good for the video, and then before I could start filming, my dog got out, and so I spent 45 minutes running through my hair looking for him, so it's not perfect. So here's the dress. I got it a few years ago from Rue 21. Very comfortable, but not really my style at all, and it's pretty loose fitting in the back. Here are some of my inspo pics so you kind of know what I'm going for. I've decided that whether or not this turns out successfully, I'm gonna make a video on it, so you know, you don't know how this video is gonna end. It's got twists, it's got stakes. So I want the skirt to be high-waisted, like over my belly button, but also I have pretty thick elastic, so maybe I want to crop it like right here. Also probably want to take it in a little bit, just to make it a little bit like, because it's too tight here. Pretty loose back here, but I'm not sure how exactly I'm gonna do that because I don't want to make these stripes uneven. I'm not a big fan of the stripes, but I don't think I could just take out the stripes entirely. Maybe I could. There's a lot to get rid of, but I really don't care for the stripes. I don't own any elastic, so it was time to sacrifice a pair of old leggings. So I did not find it. I did end up cleaning all underneath my bed. It was not there. I really thought it was. My hair is so much worse. I'm gonna use scissors. So I had to use scissors instead. Not a big deal. It was just a little bit more time consuming and less precise. So here is my strip of elastic. It's really thick. I might end up cutting it in half because I want it thick, but this is very thick. Also, I have to go through and try to get the part of the leggings it was sewed to, like, take that off. Again, it would be really nice to have seam rippers. I also spent a few minutes cutting off the attached fabric. Then I used the elastic to figure out where I wanted to cut the dress and pinned it. Next up, it was time to actually cut the dress, which was very stressful. I had already pinned where I wanted to cut, and because I don't have a rotary cutter and also my ruler was downstairs, I decided to use the player's handbook as my straight edge. Also, I'd love to have fabric scissors, but I do not. We work with what we have. I have no idea if this is a dumb or good idea. I'm gonna go with dumb. So then I snipped away and bam, it was in two pieces. Let the record show the player handbook did not help at all. But hey, at least it was cut. It was uneven, but it was cut. I cut this shorter than I'm super comfortable with. These are rough around the edges. Like, no, this is workable. Okay. See? Hem's a bit janky. This isn't the worst thing in the world so far. Then it was time for the actual sewing, which was scary. I had my dad help me a lot since I've barely used the sewing machine before, and he knows what he's doing. First thing was to take the sides in, which was pretty easy because I already have the racing stripe things up the sides. We took approximately one stripe in per side on both the top and the bottom. We kept the extra fabric rather than cutting it to prevent fraying, but we also snipped diagonals off so it'd be easier when we hemmed. It looks pretty rough on the inside, but hey, it's the inside. Next up, I hemmed the top. We used a zigzag stitch because I remember hearing somewhere that that's good for stretchy fabrics, and it seemed to work out all right.
Keep in mind what our founding fathers used to say: if it's a stretchy fabric you wish to fix, always use a zigzag stitch.
I folded the edge over, made it straight, pinned it, and then sewed away. The hardest part was going over the stitches, but overall this was pretty easy. On to the hard part, which was putting the elastic in. My dad hadn't done this in a long time, so we deferred to YouTube and found a video by Angela Wolf, who was a lifesaver. Her video is linked in the description. She gives two methods, and we decided to do the one where you just sew directly onto the elastic. First, we cut the elastic in half because it was way too thick, and then sewed it into a loop. We turned the skirt inside out and pinned the elastic around the edges of it, most importantly at the center and the halfway parts. Then we sewed around the top of it using a zigzag stitch of 1.4 length and 3.5 width and pulling as it went. Then we folded it over and sewed again, this time using a length of 1.8 and a 4.5 width. Explaining it sounds really simple, but no, it was so stressful. But once the elastic was in, I was done. So this project was fairly simple. You just cut a dress in half and hem it twice. Despite this, I managed to make a lot of mess ups. But despite all of those, I love how this came out. My main issue is, wow, the top is really short. Here's how it looks, and here's a fun montage of me styling it in different ways. I really look forward to doing more things like this in the future. If you'd like to see me struggle to learn how to sew, press subscribe, or you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. I hope you are having a wonderful, fabulous day.